If you're choosing to do this mini lesson, then you have probably noticed that you have some trouble restating your thesis from the beginning in your introductory paragraph at the end without using the same words. This also works with your topic sentence. When you write your topic sentence and then you have to write your concluding sentence, having some difficulty figuring out what to say. So hopefully by the end of this mini lesson, you will be able to say confidently, I can rewrite my concluding sentence without repeating the same words as my topic sentence or substituting the thesis statement into that. Because good writers do not repeat the same words and phrases over and over again. It's redundant. It's unnecessary. So the strategy we're going to do is to reverse the order of the information and then use some synonyms or examples. So we're going to do one example together, and then you're going to try one on your own. And the prompt we are going to work with is, what made John a bad ruler? What made bad King John so bad? So I've given you a thesis statement here. I can tell this is a thesis statement because I've got a list at the end here that becomes would become my body paragraphs. It says, John Lackland, the youngest brother of Richard the Lionhearted, was one of England's worst rulers because of his greed, lack of loyalty, and dishonesty. So there's my list. That tells me that I've got a thesis statement. So when we answer our prompt for a thesis statement, we first answer the prompt. And so this part right here is the part that answers the prompt. John Lackland, the youngest brother of Richard the Lionhearted, was one of England's worst rulers. So I'm going to highlight that in green because that's the part I want to try to flip. You'll notice it's at the beginning here. So when I rewrite it, I'm going to flip it and put it at the end of the sentence. And since my list here is at the end of the sentence, I'm going to flip it and put it at the beginning. The other thing I'm going to do is work on coming up with some synonyms. So I don't have to say greed, lack of loyalty, and dishonesty again. So you'll see I made a little chart under here for us to practice or finding some different synonyms or examples. So for greed, I said selfishness. Wanting lots of money and wealth is greed. Lack of loyalty, I looked at, well, what is loyalty, first of all? It's devotedness, it's an attachment, it's remaining faithful. And then what is a lack of loyalty? Another word for that would be disloyalty. And then for dishonesty, I said lying, betraying, being unfaithful, traitorous, or untrue. So when I go to restate this, I'm going to move this to the end. And of course, I don't want to just say this again. I put in a positive in here. I don't need to say that he is the brother of Richard Lionhearted again, because I've already said that. So I said King John caused England to endure many years of hardship. Okay, enduring many years of hardship shows that he was one of the worst rulers. Then I'm going to keep these in the same order, but I need to think of another way to say greed. So I said, due to his obsessive need for wealth. Well, that's another way to talk about somebody being greedy. Then I needed something for lack of loyalty. Well, I like this word betrayal. Betrayal of his family. We read about how he betrayed his brother. Okay, that is definitely a lack of loyalty. And then dishonesty. He lied. He lied to the people of England. So dishonesty is lies. So I went from John Lackland, the youngest brother of Richard the Lionhearted, was one of England's worst rulers because of his greed, lack of loyalty, and dishonesty. And I restated it by flipping it and giving some synonyms. Due to his obsessive need for wealth, betrayal of his family, and lies, King John caused England to endure many years of hardship. Okay, so you're going to practice this. This time I used Richard the Lionhearted, and I said Richard Lionhearted was a great leader for England due to his strength, loyalty, and bravery. So you're going to highlight it the same ways. You're going to look at what part needs to be flipped and which part needs to have synonyms. Then you're going to go, if you need to, you can go Google it, look for synonyms or antonyms or examples of strength, loyalty, and bravery, and then you're going to do the rewrite over here. When you're done, make sure you submit this in Google Classroom so that we know to go back and check it.